Okay, this message is being recorded on Saturday, November 8, 2020. Still morning time, not after 12 p.m. Dates and time is always or are always relevant. Things need to be documented, date, time, place. Now, I just realized this. This is working out great. This is working out great. Okay, now be specific. The more Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, former President Obama, all of them professing to be wise, I see they're becoming fools. CNN News, ABC, the more they go out and start declaring victory, I just realized the better it is, because this puts the common people, gets them involved. They celebrating. Now even crackheads, they people, everybody, the whole world, and it looks like they got them thinking that Joe Biden got it. That's great. Why didn't I think of that earlier? That's great. In so doing, world, notice that the news media tells you, oh, the courts dismissed Donald Trump, they filed that, and they dismissed. But they're not telling you that you have to file if they file in state court, they have to file in the district court. The Supreme Court is not a trial court. It is an appellate court. There are two paths to get to the Supreme Court: state and federal. Those are the avenues. When you go to the state's highest Supreme Court, then you can go to the United States Supreme Court on a petition for writ of certiorari, Latin word. If you file in the federal court, everything that they're going to file is going to be a constitutional issue, question. And so you file from the federal court to go in the lower district court. Then it goes to the federal appellate court. And because of the importance of the appeal, they rule quickly. But they are not telling you that this is necessary in order for it to go to the Supreme Court of the United States. They misled you also into believing that the Supreme Court has rejected one of Trump's case. That's not true. See how the fake news lied, misled you. The Supreme Court of the United States voted to deny the Trump team motion. That's a separate application from the petition itself for certiorari. That was granted. It was the motion that the case be expedited, ruled on quickly. That is what they denied. But the fake news media didn't tell you that. So they got you all thinking that they just kicking Trump out. That's not what's going on. That's not what's going on. Every state, whether they go into the state courts or into the federal courts with the legal issues, constitutional, of course, has to be filed in that state, whether it be federal court or state court, district court. I think the United States Constitution, I said think, not know, because I do not remember, there are only one or two cases that can be filed directly into the Supreme Court itself. Otherwise, Congress has made, by an act of itself, that all other cases and controversies come to it through a process. That's why we created district courts and appellate courts. Once whatever state and whatever court, if it's the Alabama's or whatever Georgia's Supreme Court rules, then can they go to the United States Supreme Court. And so there's no telling how many cases of and issues, not just Trump's team, but people who have been, wait a minute, not letting people watch, monitor voting. We seeing them covering up the one. That's what they call evidence of voter fraud right there. That's evidence right there. All this locking down, the shutting down, closing up the voting polls in night, and oh no, that's voter fraud. Well, no, the courts are not going to hear what your reasoning for doing it is unless you finna tell them there was a fire and there somebody got murdered or something. They had to shut it down to deal with that. But if they can't show an exigent emergency that the place, that it had to be closed because of a threat to the people in counting votes, you can't close down a voting station. Now, back on point. I'm making a point, 2 points. Not only is this good to expose worldwide, so when this shit is thrown out and then they stand there looking crazy, and the Supreme Court do here like was done in Al Gore and Bush case, and Trump is declared the victory by the court, all this shit's thrown out, and y'all want to act a goddamn fool? And y'all didn't want to act a goddamn fool? The world know what the fuck happened. Can't nobody say they didn't know. You won't get the. We need. Thank you. You know, you're doing just the way God wanted it to be done. So let them continue to jump out here. And notice Trump and them. They're just letting them do it. Just letting them act like, you know, and playing crazy. And when the Supreme Court with 6 conservative justices, and they present, you make your constitutional claim. Make your constitutional claim in your petition. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. What is the question here presented by your petition, world? You state your claim. And that is done by facts. You state the facts. You don't have to prove the facts in your claim. That comes another place. The court then determines whether your claim is cognizable. Is it capable of being adjudicated under the laws of the land? If so, then it is valid. Now, you state your claim and you support it with your proof, not evidence, but if you want to use evidence, that's fine. I don't like evidence. I use proof. Then you show, but in voter fraud, any kind of fraud, you don't have to show harm. If there was fraud upon the court, that will get you. If O.J. Simpson can show that there was fraud upon the court, or Michael Jackson, or anyone else can show that was fraud upon the court, and the court accepts that, you get not just a reversal of the case, judgment against you, but in fraud, you get an automatic dismissal with prejudice, which means they can't even refile it. One instance of fraud, the whole process, I don't know how the Supreme Court, because of it being an election fraud, but when Trump and them showed that there was fraud, they will have to make a decision. Do we throw out the entire election, or do we just throw out the votes from the time that the fraud was established, the proof of it? The fact that they stopped counting the votes when Trump was ahead is proof of fraud, unless they can show that was a threat. So again, this is not going in their favor. Now, they can continue to pretend like because what they're doing surely is just to get enough people to see they calculating, but they miscalculating because they trying to get the world to stand by, the people to stand behind them, and not anticipating that they're hanging themselves. This is what we want. At this time, it's too late for them to stop. You got all these people involved. You got people that was finna go rob a bank, putting off the bank rob because this is so important to them. I end this video.